Hello, Happy New Year. It's Emily with Show Me CPR. And I wanted to have just a quick discussion on one of the new recommendations that American Heart Association came out with back in October when they released the new 2020 guidelines and updates for CPR, AED, and first aid. And this is a recommendation that not only am I excited about, but I'm super passionate about, and we've actually been doing this and incorporating this in our classes since the very beginning, since 2006. So American Heart Association is now recommending booster classes or remedial training classes within your 2-year certification window. So we all know that when you take a CPR class, you will receive a course completion card at the end of the class. And with it, it has the date of your class, and it has a recommended renewal date of 2 years. So that hasn't changed. We are still giving out those course completion certificates, those cards that are valid for 2 years. However, if you think about and you really study the adult learner theory, even studying habits in children, anytime you learn a new skill, especially if it's a skill in a knowledge base that you don't use and practice regularly and routinely, studies show that within about 3 to 12 months, those knowledge sets and skill sets start to decline. So with American Heart Association's new recommendations of we want to encourage instructors, we want to encourage and empower students to not take your initial class and then wait 2 years for your renewal class, especially if you're not in an environment where you are using the skills every day, day in, day out. We're encouraging setting up booster classes, and this can be in person with our mannequins doing skills. This can be having discussions over Zoom, over FaceTime, where we're reviewing those concepts. So at the beginning, I said this is something that we've been doing since the very beginning. Now, let me kind of explain that. You guys all know that I came from a career working in public safety. Now, towards the beginning of my career, back in 2001, I was so fortunate to attend a risk assessment training from the amazing Gordon Graham. If anybody's in public safety or even kind of a public safety and legal nerd like me, you know who Gordon Graham is. But he held a training for us, and it was all surrounding high-risk, low-frequency events. Now, in my environment at the police department, we were primarily looking at maybe officer-involved shootings, right? Especially in 2001. Officer-involved shootings, high risk, but low frequency. It didn't happen all the time. It didn't happen every day. So we were learning to implement booster training sessions, spatial learning sessions, where we would talk and learn and practice over and over and over those high-risk, low-frequency events. So now take that same approach, and let me go back to what our goal, what our hope is that if we trained regularly, and what we did is we took our briefing time at the police department. So let's say every Friday we had a 10-minute briefing. So we would go over those high-risk, low-frequency events for 5 to 10 minutes every week. And so every week we were getting that continual training. So in the event that we came up with that emergency, with that officer-involved shooting, we relied right on our training, and we were able to handle that situation much more smoothly, much more effectively, because we were prepared for that to happen, and we fell back on our training. So let's relate that now back to the CPR world. Most of us and most of the folks that I train, I love my community classes, but with that, we don't practice CPR, hopefully. It is not our goal to do CPR every single day. So those are very high risk. Somebody's life is in the balance, right? Low frequency. It doesn't happen very frequent, if at all, right? So we want to, especially with our community classes, have these booster sessions every 3 months, every 6 months, whenever you're available. And we do that by staying in contact with our students. We do that by, I'm kind of a nerd, I'm the nerdy instructor, and I give homework assignments to the students. And then with those homework assignments, you complete the assignment and then you report back to me so we can talk about what it is that you did, what it is that you found, how you felt, and what you learned from it. So, wanted to let you know that American Heart Association is talking about and recommending and supporting CPR instructors, CPR students, our community, not only to take that initial CPR class, but then also within that 2-year certification window, to take the time to go back and reflect and have those booster classes. So for you, for your organization, we are available. We are scheduling these booster classes in 2021. Let us know if you have any questions. Let us know if you have any ideas for how this will work with your organization. And we look forward to another great year with our community.